Why should you play Scarlet Nexus? Well, Scarlet Nexus is a JRPG, an action JRPG by Bandai Namco, the GOATs. Well, always make these niche JRPGs for some reason, but they themselves aren't that niche somehow. But like, they made this game, and it's like a new IP from them, so it's like a big risk for them to take. Like, I'm gonna make a new IP because I'm so cool, and I'm gonna lose money from it because it's not a well-established series. And that's what they thought. So they made Scarlet Nexus, and Scarlet Nexus is a game that takes place in a futuristic environment, like era, and all of the characters are like in this world filled with others, and others are the main monster or enemy of this game. None of the city members know what others are or where they come from, and there's a group of people called the OSF. The OSF, their job is to get rid of the others. They're basically like a military force. So they all group up, and they're really admired for what they do. They're like heroes. But the big overarching plot is there's something deeper going on. Yes, the OSF is trying to help people from others, but what are they doing behind the scenes? Yes, this city is futuristic, and you get lots of perks from it being, all the technology being so advanced, but how is that technology being used to make problems for the citizens? And how is humanity being exploited? So it covers pretty greatly detailed topics, but it's still a pretty like generic-y like anime characters, which isn't bad. I like the characters. Like, you gotta admit, their personalities are pretty generic, and it definitely feels anime, you know? And I like that, but some people don't. So you gotta point that out. But I like the story. It's okay that some people don't, but I like it. And it has two protagonists, Yuito and Kasane. And they both have completely different stories that you play. And that's really cool, because you finish one, and then there's still another story to play. And it's completely unique. And the two perspectives are so completely different that it's really interesting. Because, like, if you're playing as Yuito, for example, you're thinking, wow, what is Kasane doing by committing all these actions? And if you're playing as Kasane, you're like, why is Yuito doing this and that? So it makes for really interesting stuff. It's really a really great story, in my opinion, you know? Unless you don't like anime. But yeah, and the combat is really fun. The combat is like, you have like this energy bar, and you can like throw out psychokinesis attacks, like fling objects at enemies. And once your psychokinesis meter runs out, to replenish it, you can either just like wait it out or like attack enemies physically. And there's this big skill tree, which basically you can choose, do I want a double jump, or to increase my melee attacks power and my ranged attacks psychokinesis and other things. So you do all this, and you get a feel like at the start of the game, your character's pretty baseline, but you do get to customize with their tree how your character is gonna be played. in a very significant way. And the game is not easy. The game is pretty hard. And that's obviously good to me personally. It's nothing like Dark Souls level or anything, but it is not easy. You won't be strolling, not scrolling, goddamn. But you won't be strolling past the game mindlessly or without thinking. You're definitely gonna be thinking about what you're doing. And you're definitely going to get stuck on boss battles. Or even just enemies, because they have gimmicks too. You have to strategize around them. And that's great. This game is greatly designed, honestly. And the environments, and the characters, and the city. And honestly, everything is very beautiful. So is the soundtrack. It's very, 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 very good. The outro in all of my videos is a song from Scarlet Nexus. And again, infamous Great Man arc. I haven't finished the game. I have to finish it. I'm not gonna be able to give it a full review because I don't know everything that happens in the game. At this point, I don't even finish most of the games that I talk about. I just want to talk about them because I want to get how I feel about them out there. I'm definitely gonna finish it eventually, and by eventually I mean hopefully soon. But I have not finished it. But the game is just really, really interesting, and Bandai Namco certainly has shown with their wholly large amount of experience on action stuff and RPGs. With, for example, like God Eater, I don't know. That they are the GOATs. And that they can also, and with Scarlet Nexus they show, they can pull out a good IP that's new and fresh, if they really want to. And I really hope Scarlet Nexus gets a sequel. Although I have not finished it. I really do hope it gets a sequel. Because it's one of those types of games that deserves it. Because it's so good. So, I think if you're a big sack of nothing that has time on his hands to play Scarlet Nexus, you should give it a try, you know? Because it's fun. Straight up. It's just fun. Plain fun. The world is interesting, and it's a breath of fresh air from other stuff. Although it does take from similar tropes to other things. It's like familiar enough to feel at home, but fresh enough to feel new, you know. And that's what I love about Scarlet Nexus.